Hi, this is Professor Rujo Moreno with an overview of Learning Unit 3. When you get on Blackboard, you will see the Learning Unit 3 instructions are there for you, so you can open that up and print those out to follow along. When you get on to Wiley Plus, you will see everything sort of spelled out for you step by step as it has been. Please know that Chapter 4, which is the only chapter in this learning unit, it continues the journaling and the entire accounting cycle that you started in chapter 3 is going to be continued and ending in chapter 4. So you will learn what happens to account specifically at the end of an accounting cycle. Okay. Now, an accounting cycle basically is a 12-month period, in which case companies have to basically end their accounting year and get ready to begin a whole new one. They have to keep records separate, right? So here you're going to be learning the process of what they do. So the first thing that you'll learn about are the concepts that are very, very important as to why they do this and what's affected. And then you'll learn about the adjusting entries and learning objectives 2 and 3 in this chapter. These take a little bit of time to understand, but the purpose of them is to make sure all the revenue is accounted for and all the expenses are accounted for, because the very first financial statement that's prepared is the income statement, and that better be right? Because that trickles down, as you know, to the retained earnings statement and onto the balance sheet. So starting off with good numbers on the income statement is the purpose of that adjustment process, sort of a double checking process. Once they have all the numbers in check, that gets put into the journal. Anything that goes in the journal, as you know, gets posted to the ledger. And if something's posted in the ledger, the balances have changed and you've got to do another trial balance. This one's called an adjusted trial balance. Once the adjusted trial balance is balanced, you can go ahead and create those financial statements. That's the start of learning objective 4. You do your financial statements. That basically ends the period. And then we go through something called a closing. Closing entries allow us to close up our revenue and expense account. So the income statement can basically end and we can start tallying our revenues and expenses for a whole new period from 0. So that happens there. And what also closes is our dividends account, which they'll show you. But the most important thing to understand is there's lots of steps that are involved in chapter 4. It is very time consuming, and you do end up with the same process from chapter 3 repeated in chapter 4. So you can never forget any of these stuff. Journal entries, posting to the ledger, balances changing. They have to be balanced before you can do the financial statements, etc. Lots of step-by-steps here. Again, as soon as you open things up, you'll notice the list for each one, a video lecture, an interactive tutorial, and a link to the textbook, followed by some homework. So please be sure that you're doing everything you can to sort of follow along. And I hope things are going well, but you can always reach out to me either by email, or if you'd like to set up an appointment like this, from a Zoom appointment, we can do that. Just send me a request. We'll set up a time to get together. But I hope things are going well, and I will see you soon. Ciao.